Hey everybody, what's up? Mark here with a couple of quick announcements before we get started with this week's show. I want to remind you that we are brought to you by Cryptid Crate. Cryptid Crate is a monthly subscription box filled with various cryptozoology and paranormal themed items to wear, display, and collect. Each month you can expect a carefully curated box filled with the creeptastic pieces from indie makers and artisans pertaining to Bigfoot, Sasquatch, UFOs, ghosts, and other cryptid and paranormal creatures. At checkout, be sure to use our promo code GRAMPUS. That's GRAMPUS, and you get 10% off the entire life of your Cryptid Crate subscription, which is a pretty big savings. Also, too, for you Cryptid Crate subscribers and those of you that are on the fence, heard a rumor there might be a Cryptonaut/Cryptid Crate collaboration happening possibly in the future, but that's hearsay. I don't want to be the one to spread rumors, especially on the internet. So remember to sign up for Cryptid Crate and use our promo code GRAMPUS, that's GRAMPUS, at checkout to get 10% off the entire life of your Cryptid Crate subscription. Also, too, we recently launched 2 new designs in our TeePublic shop. We got the Indescribable Octoman, or we should call it the Indescribable, Totally Describable Octoman. Anyway, we got his t-shirt up there. It's pretty cool design. Art done by our very own Mr. Rob Morphy. And we have the Kryptonaut Ultra Terrestrials. It's like a cool little group shot of a bunch of all kinds of little fun little creatures. And they're also obviously done by our very own Mr. Rob Morphy. So again, that is 2 new shirts in our TeePublic shop. The link for that shop will be in the description of this podcast. Or if you're on CryptonautPodcast.com, you can click the old merch link at the very top there, and that'll bring you there, and you can do it. And, be sure to check those out. Check the shop often because the shirts do go on sale, I think, like once a month for like $14. They're normally $20. So if you want to save yourself a couple bucks, you can do that. Check it out. Cool. All right. So, Christopher, my good friend, cue that creepy music. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Kryptonaut Podcast. I'm Mark Storrs, and with me, as always, is
Grass, Carter,
and
Rob Morphy.
Thank you all for checking the show out. Be sure to leave ratings and reviews for this episode on the Apple iTunes apps that are on your phone and your desktop. You can also do it on your desktop. It's a possibility.
Sweet.
You can do that. Be sure to follow us on the social medias, the Instagrams, the Twitters, the Facebooks. We have a quick review for Rob to read, and then we're going to get into this week's story. So, Robert, take it away.
Abs-fudgin-lutely. This review, 5 stars, love the 5 stars, from Chris, 1995.
Chris, 1995, what up?
And the heading is, I'd give it 42 stars if I could.
Oh Jesus. Wow. All right.
That is oddly very specific, which I love.
I like it.
And wasn't 42 like the secret of the universe in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Like when the lead character's like, what's the secret of the universe? Wasn't it like 42?
It might have. I haven't seen that.
I haven't read that book since I was a teenager. But either way, fucking awesome. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much.
And I will read the review.
All right.
I began my interest in cryptid/paranormal/unnatural podcasts with Lore by Aaron Mahnke, an excellent pod, but I felt that over time, Lore lost interest in focusing on monster legends and cryptozoology. I began to look elsewhere to supplement my Lore listening. If this sounds like you, or you are simply looking for an engaging, interesting, and god damn it, in all caps, funny podcast that covers those topics, you found a home in the Kryptonaut Podcast.
Nice.
Very sweet.
Yeah, it's great.
Rob, Chris, and Mark have impeccable chemistry. Aw, shucks.
We all just looked together and smiled.
I know. That adds ease and flow to all their pods. The discussion is always fresh, thorough, and fun to listen to. The topics they cover are always tediously researched and addressed by the show's hosts. Their greatest strength is how they handle each show with a healthy and whimsical balance of skepticism and optimism as they hope for more to every story than a simple mainstream accepted fact. So true. I'm going to sound like a broken record in light of the other reviews, but these guys truly sound like the smart friends you want to sit and have a beer to discuss the universe with. The Kryptonaut Podcast is so well done and will leave you craving more. Well, son of a
Wow.
bitch.
Fuck, send us beer.
Chris.
And we'll
Shit.
talk to you.
1995, thank you so much.
Yeah, wow, that's a
I'm
great
in.
review.
That was
Thank
glowing.
you. That's excellent.
That was
Yeah.
a heartwarming. I don't even know what to do. I want to do more than thank you.
All right,
yes.
yeah.
Eventually come around and let us share beers, and we'll all be our
Yeah.
smart friends, and we'll talk about various things. In the
Yeah, we'll
universe.
sit in Chris's backyard, look at deer, and talk about the universe.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Ghost trains.
Sell the universe.
It's not a ghost train, Rob. It's a real train.
Prove it.
It's a train that's on time every day.
Prove it.
I can buy a train schedule.
Speaking
Did you really?
of a weird quick aside before we get into this, last night I came home and something was right by the wall in my front of my apartment. It was
That's a horrible
I couldn't tell
sentence.
exactly what it was. It was a creature,
Uh-oh.
right? But it, like as soon as I shut the door, like I looked and I saw it like just alter switch. It was at night, right?
Right.
I mean, eventually I found out it was a skunk.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
But the way it twitched and
Yeah.
got and like it looked like it just changed form.
Because when
I'm
you
like,
said it altered, you had me
and
gasping.
you're right.
I was like,
no.
what, nothing alters.
Well, skunks do that.
So-
Don't they have that weird thing where like, they'll start like pitter pattering their feet?
Yeah,
before
he was
they
doing.
shoot?
It did a weird thing.
Yeah.
Like so, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you are. Can't really tell.
Yeah, that's the universal get the fuck
But
away
then I
from
saw
me
a
sign.
buck, and I'm like, okay, I think it's a skunk. So I came in,
Right.
and it just scurried around to my backyard, so I can see through the window. So there's a deer just hanging out, laying there. The skunk is just headed towards it. I'm like, this is gonna be a fight. There's gonna be a rumble.
This deer's gonna
The deer was clearly
smash
eyeing it. No, the skunk just fucking. It
Right.
must came within like 2 feet of it.
Really?
Just kind of passed by. But then like beyond where the end of like a fence is,
Uh-huh.
I saw. I think it was two. I definitely saw at least one, like just little glowing object. They look a little dot, like it could have been an eye. But then
Weird.
I thought I saw a second one, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, is there?
Baby skunks, maybe?
No, I don't know. I just don't know if it was eyes or something
Do you
just
think
shining.
it was eye shine or like
I don't
a super
fucking know.
lightning
Like
bug?
at this point, I'm like, I don't feel like going out there. There's
No.
ticks. It's a disaster.
Oh yeah.
There's skunks, ticks, a possible deer battle.
But I mean, there are deer babies, so I'm like, was it maybe
Oh,
the
they-
babies were afraid and they were just kind of watching
they
from?
could have been bed down. Yeah, the babies could have been bed down somewhere else.
But
Huh.
like it was there for like a while.
Wow.
It was just a weird night.
The
Anyway,
wonder
it just,
of nature.
Yeah, I've been dealing with a skunk since the beginning of the summer actually, and it was kind of funny is that like I'll sit in my back porch like late at night just drinking or whatever, and the skunk will like walk between my pool and my shed, and it sees me and it's fine, but it doesn't get angry until it's out of the yard.
Oh, like it's a badass once it's passed.
Yeah, 'cause
like one of those punk teens with
it
a shitty
sees-
mustache. Like, yeah, you better sit there and not chase me now
Yeah.
that I'm
Yeah,
fucking
like,
half a yard away.
It sees me and I see it, and it's fine till it gets to my neighbor's yard. But then when it's in my neighbor's yard, it starts doing its weird little dance and sprays. But I'm like, dude, we've already established that I'm not a threat.
I
Like,
know- yeah.
I'm like 2
They're
feet
weird
from
like
you.
that.
Like we're close. Like when it's walking through my yard, it could spray me, but it doesn't get angry and spray until it's like well into my neighbors, unless it doesn't see me.
that could be.
But I'm pretty sure it sees me because I'm like.
Well, I mean, do skunks have
"Hey."
shitbag peripheral vision? I don't know
maybe
how
they
that
have
I
works.
don't know. I mean,
I
this
don't
one
know.
I thought was gonna run into the deer when it was like.
That would be hilarious.
It just kept heading toward it, and the deer was like, I can see it with its ears
Yeah.
like perked up a little. But no, it just kind of like
Weird.
almost ran into the deer, but then walked by.
And then last night we had a new gift of we now have a possum. So I was like, cool, we got a possum and a
Oh,
skunk.
they're scummy.
Maybe the skunk will hang out with the possum. Maybe they'll fight. Maybe they'll become friends.
And welcome to this week's episode of Skunk Talk
I-
with Mark,
I know.
Rob, and Chris.
I just thought it was a funny story because I'm just
Kinda
like,
is.
what is
I
going
love
on?
It kind of plays into our
Anytime I see
skunk.
eye shine or something, I fucking
Look,
I
yeah.
get sketchy. I get real sketchy.
Which
I'm
what
the
I
first to
thought
admit.
was, I assumed that it could be, but like, because
Yeah.
there's nothing over there
I
that
always
could
assume
reflect that.
that
But
I am a tasty, granted superfluous meal for a family of fucking horrible creatures, and so I'm always hyper cautious.
yeah, there's always a family of 37 werewolves back
Always.
there.
Well, it's funny you should mention werewolves because today we were talking about the Wicomico Catman.
Which is not a werewolf.
It's not,
No,
but it's Catman.
It could be a cat wolf.
Could be a cat wolf.
A werewolf.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wolf.
Cat
That's-
wolf.
Cat wolf, werecat. Go.
Right.
Cat wolf, wolf of a cat.
the thriller. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
a cat wolf.
He was
Cat wolf.
That scared the
definitely
shit out
a
of me.
werecat, yeah, or yeah, it was a combination because the eyes had the diamond slits. Oh, it scared the
Really?
fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson, not scary. You never think scary. Thriller changed all
Well.
that. Michael Jackson, terrifying.
Yeah, I couldn't even roller skate.
Oh yeah, no.
The
when
other would
music
come
came
on, and I'm
you
like,
had
I'm
to
gonna
hide.
go play Mr. Do. Shut up, I'll be back.
All right, let's get this started with In the autumn of 1980, 4 individuals had a terrifying encounter with a half-man, half-feline monstrosity, which some believe may be the result of an exceedingly rare genetic mutation, while others insist the entity is of a decidedly more mystical origin.
Don't we all wish we had a mystical origin?
Wicomico Catman. Robert, take it away.
I'm going to preface this by saying this is one of the least well chronicled cryptids I've ever encountered, but it's an account that I'm so fascinated by that I went through all the books I could. I went through all the websites I could find. I found one reference in print and a few other online references that were basically emulating it. So you'll have to forgive that it is sketchy in some parts, but the actual thing is so fucking awesome that I felt like we had to share
I
it.
know.
Okay.
I'm
All right,
in.
so if you're going to get skeptical about this, just loosen your skeptic boots.
Yeah, just
Loosen
ease
a
up.
little bit.
You know what? Kick your feet up on the
Yeah.
ottoman of belief.
Yeah, just
And let
have,
the skeptic boots sit by the door and
why don't you
stink
put
where
on
they
your
want
fun poncho?
to. Oh my God, the fun
Yeah.
poncho.
Your
Fun
poncho of fun. Put it on and just be like, I'm going to have fun with this. I'm going to let myself dream and believe for a moment.
And your hat of open-mindedness?
Fuck yeah.
Or is it your beanie of open-mindedness?
Nah, beanies are too...
If you're wearing
no.
a fucking poncho in your house, God damn it, you don't care about fashion.
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
Maybe you're cold.
It's a
But
poncho.
a poncho?
Yeah, maybe it's raining in your house. It
Oh
can
God.
happen.
Oh,
You never know.
summon the sky spitter in your house. It's just sitting there, fucking spitting at you, and you're like, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
time for the poncho.
All right, maybe instead of poncho, it's just said Baja, whatever.
That's not even better. That is not even better. At least ponchos slip on and off. Fuck it. I'm not dark. You know what? Just
Yeah.
wear whatever you want, and hopefully you'll enjoy this story. How's that?
Have fun with it. All right, have fun.
Good Lord. Located, some say nestled, others burrowed,
Ugh.
located in the southeastern portion of Maryland, Wicomico County, home of the first Comic-Con, 1854. Not true.
Yeah. Well, Comic
I was like, what?
Is named after the river of the same designation, which in turn is an angelicized version of the Algonquin words Wicomico, which translates to a place where houses are built. As comforting and homespun as that notion may be, Wicomico County is also the reputed stalking ground of a 4-legged humanoid fiend which locals refer to as the Catman.
Murray Catman. I knew you just fucking say
It's
that.
always that.
It's
I
always
know.
Murray. That's
Every time
why.
there's a man, it's always Murray.
Yeah.
Murray is my like. I wish I had an old friend named Murray so
Murray
much.
Catman.
You could go Javi
12
Catman.
plus 7
Oh my
plus
God.
2.
Plus 2.
I don't know.
Oh my God. Although accounts of this unique, yeah, savor it. This unique mid-Atlantic cryptid are sparse, as aforementioned. Legend has it that for centuries the local Native American populations have feared this flesh-eating scourge of the forest and have done their best to avoid any contact with this aggressive evolutionary anomaly. Unfortunately, the origins of the Catman remain murky, with some paranormal investigators theorizing that the creature is a corporeal manifestation of a nature deity or perhaps another variety of supernatural being, not unlike a skinwalker, which we all know as
interesting.
shamanic or magical-oriented human beings that can take the form of animals and do some heinous shit if so inclined.
It's an elemental or a skinwalker?
Some
Okay.
people have theorized that.
I
it's-
like it.
because
I don't know
it
about
goes back
elemental,
to Native
but-
American lore.
Right. All right. So
Like,
we
you know,
get
like,
a
you know,
paranormal twist
Like
here.
the trickster gods, the coyote
ultra-terrestrials.
friends.
Yeah, I like
you
it.
know.
All right. Cool.
More skeptically minded folks have surmised that it is a multi-generational series of mutant bobcats all displaying severe deformities that make it appear to be partially human at a distance.
How do you have that long of a mutation for centuries?
When mutants hump mutants,
Okay.
mutant babies are born.
Isn't that like a Rick and Morty episode, right?
When the whole world got Cronenberged?
No, where Beth went into the special world where she left her friend and he just humps all the...
He humped all the things he was
and
supposed
then
to.
he would eat them?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
All right, maybe.
All right, just
The-
bringing it back to Rick and Morty. that's
Everything
all.
can go back to Rick and Morty.
All right.
That's the beauty of Rick and
All right,
Morty.
so it's a disfigured
So we've got
bobcat.
Skinwalker,
All right,
ancient American deity,
cool. Ultra-terrestrial.
mutant incestuous bobcat.
Okay.
These are the
Sweet.
three options so far.
That's a party I want to be at.
Those who fall in between the skeptics and the true believers propose that the Catman might be a new and heretofore undiscovered species that combines the intellect and prehensile hands of a human with the lithe figure, claws, teeth, eyesight, olfactory senses, and uncanny predatory skills of a wild cat.
So it's a cat with man hands?
It's a cat.
Well,
with
and man
hands.
face.
and man face and man body. It's weird. We're gonna
Okay,
get
alright,
into it.
cool.
It's a man cat, a cat man technically.
It's a man of a
Well,
cat.
I don't
All right,
know.
cool.
It depends. I mean, is it more cat than man or more man than
It
cat?
seems more. If it's a quadruped, then
Does it pay taxes?
No,
That's a goddamn man.
it's a cat man.
maybe it does.
If it does pay taxes, it's a man. If it doesn't, it's a cat.
Well, why can't a cat
There
pay
you go.
taxes? Don't be judging.
Because they're
cats.
dicks. They never do. They never.
if
They
a
never
cat-
take up their
if-
fair
There's
share.
a few responsible cats
There's
that pay
never
their
been
taxes.
one in
If
the
a cat
fucking history
pays
of the world.
taxes, I wouldn't be paying as many taxes as I currently pay right now because the cats would be taking up the rest of the slack. Henceforth, cats do not pay taxes.
Well done.
Does that make sense?
Is that a civics lesson?
No, that was really bad.
Actually, that is terrible. Yeah.
Economics with kryptonite.
These goddamn cats to start contributing.
I know. Pay your dues. Pay your fair fucking
tax
share.
exempt pats running amok.
All my cat does is bring me dead shit. So, you know,
Yeah,
I
but-
guess in a way she is paying
She
It
is.
likes you.
That's exactly
That's
it.
fucking
I
paid
know,
tribute.
I know.
I could eat this fucking bird. This mouse could be in my belly right now.
No,
you know
but I'm
what?
gonna leave it as a present.
I love you so much. Eat of my bounty.
That's right. What do dogs do?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Shit all
They-
over.
Yeah, they shit on
smell
your
ya.
face.
You guys are terrible. I love dogs. I will own one
I'm not
soon.
saying I hate dogs.
Do they pay tribute, Mark?
No, they
yes,
do not.
they do pay tribute.
How?
Emotionally. They pay
Oh,
emotional tribute.
emotional
Yeah,
tribute.
emotional tribute.
Yeah.
By dying if you leave for 5 minutes?
Stop. You guys are
Because it's so sad.
You guys are fucking terrible,
Oh, they're so
man.
desperate.
You guys and your fucking cats. Whatever. I'm gonna give you my cat. Good luck. My
Good,
kids, my
yeah.
kids are
We'll
gonna
love
cry.
it. We'll love it
My
and
kids
raise
are
it to
gonna
be
cry
our
and
own, and it
I'm
won't
gonna-
pay any fucking taxes.
I'll gladly take
My
that
kids are
cat.
gonna cry and I'm gonna blame you guys. Uncle Rob and Uncle Chris took the cat because they want it more than you do.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Love the cat. All right.
Here's your welfare dog sucking off the system.
Oh my God.
My dog is entitled. Don't worry. All right.
Whatever.
Whatever its genesis may have been, what we do know for sure is that the most infamous run-in with this quasi-felid fiend hails from the fall of 1980.
It's a good year.
Ooh.
Solid year. Your birth year.
It is.
On the night in question, four, unfortunately unidentified individuals decided to park their car near an isolated landfill for purposes unknown.
There's nothing going on good when you're parking near an isolated landfill.
Well-
You're going to be either be getting down with your girl.
Yeah, you're not
True.
going to be smoking a bowl at the dump.
Well,
You might actually.
I'm not saying that.
It's
I'm
different.
not saying that I've never smoked a bowl at the dump. All I'm saying is that you're generally not going to park in an isolated dump with something good in
Well, that's
mind.
right. You can-
like, let's do math.
You can-
It's not going to
Nobody
happen.
Who goes out and does
You
math?
break out your math book and you're like, hey
Stacy,
guys, let's study.
I'm going to pick you up at 8.
Let's go
it's
do
math time.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
way other places to go
But you're at a
than
dump,
the dump.
It's isolated. You're parked. You're doing something.
That's true. And one thing about a dump is for sure is that chances are you are not going to be bothered.
Sadly, and this speaks to my character, is
Oh,
that
no,
I
you did
have
it.
gone to and or near the local dump with a girl in my youth.
Did you have anywhere else to go?
Yeah.
There's plenty
Okay.
of places to
I
go
think
other
we were
than
ju-
the
we were
dump
just like,
here.
you know what? Let's just go park.
Oh,
And I was like, oh,
and
there's
you
a-
picked the
The
dump?
fucking
I mean,
dump.
not really. It wasn't the dump. It was like adjacent to the dump. I could see the hill.
Was it that shitty rat-ass road that they only paved recently?
Yes, it is.
When I was a kid, I
Yeah.
used to
Oh,
call
I
that,
know that road.
I
Yeah,
used
it
to call
is.
that Dracula Road because it scared me.
Yeah.
I was like 6 years old, and my mom would be
Wait,
like,
wait a
I'm
minute.
going to go the back way home. I'm like, not Dracula Road. It's the place where horrors live, mother.
Wait, is
Yeah.
that the road? That's not the one
Across
across from
from
the
Falcon
base.
Park.
I used
Yeah.
to call that Mothland because every fucking summer there'd be like hundreds of moths. Once you went down, they would just fly.
I mean, it's actually called Allen Street, but
All right,
besides
I
that,
call it Dracula Road. I
Mark's
called it
got some bullshit
Mothland.
called Allen Street. It's fucking
Yeah,
Mothland.
and fucking-
Yeah,
and fucking
Mothland.
Dracula Road.
Nice.
So we all had a nightmarish fucking
Yeah.
encounter
Oh, that road
on the back road near the
sucks.
dump. Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
it sucks so
Yeah.
bad.
All right, so we're parked at nice.
Okay, that's
dump.
not. It's near the dump, but not
But not-
really.
not
like I was thinking, you
spot on
parked
it.
like
Like you're on a mound of garbage.
Well, no, there's a
like there's filth 3 feet away, and you're like, hey, this is fun, right?
no, there's a
Let's
side
make
road
out.
that you go down.
Right.
When you go down that street, there's a side
Yeah,
road
I
that
know,
you take,
yeah.
and then it brings you to a very far back area, which is like
Isolated.
the road, and then there's the dump.
Full of
Yeah.
cryptids and love.
Yeah, I was young. I had a
Oh, the
caravan.
trash heap?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I remember the
caravan's a
caravan.
rocking.
No, nothing was a rocking at all
No.
because I parked near a fucking dump.
Dump. I know.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, no.
This is romantic, right?
Yep, no, struck out on that one there, boys.
Got some Thunderbird. Got your sophomore
Oh, my
girlfriend.
God.
You got the sunset on the
Thunderbird.
It may
dump.
have been Coors Light. We were just
Do they
talking
still
about.
sell Thunderbird? Anyway,
Anyway,
So My mindset was very much, not surprisingly, like my buddies when I say and wrote, while there is no specificity in the report regarding the age or genders of these 4 soon-to-be eyewitnesses, it is not difficult to surmise that they were a pair of teenage couples who, lacking homes not already occupied by their parents, decided to find a secluded, albeit stinky, spot to drink some brews and indulge in their baser instincts in relative seclusion.
That sounds so hoity-toity.
Baser
I love
instincts.
Base. You know why? Because you guys are being base. You're having base instincts.
Oh, yeah, if you want to
as a
touch
human.
boobies, that's your baser instincts.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah,
We're
you
gonna make
know
that
what?
movie.
Consume me.
You
Baser
should.
instincts.
You should. No, you should be elevating yourself, and you should be fucking doing
math. Yes,
yeah,
I
exactly.
know. What the fuck are
Break
you
out your
doing?
workbook and do some shit.
Yeah. Guys want to meet at the place. Yeah. Math books.
Yeah, exactly. I could have gone back
Geography.
to a couple pods. I could have passed math if I was not following my baser instincts.
I know.
And that's when to grow on.
Billy,
again.
where's the Rhine?
Oh.
Damn it, you didn't do the work.
Show the fucking work.
You're going in the heap.
Were you at the landfill? Show the work.
See those tires? Stack them up. See Freddy Krueger's grave? Go deal with that.
Consecrate the bones, goddammit.
Burn it.
Make yourself useful.
I know. Of course, I think that was a
It was in a
car.
junkyard.
Yeah, it was a junkyard.
I
But
don't
a
care.
dump.
You know, I don't care. The joke stays.
I
don't give a
know,
fuck.
I
That
know.
will not be cut.
Absolutely not. All right. I know. It's so funny. Whomever these people were, and whatever social arrangements they settled on, the one thing that is clear is that at some point, one of the unlucky souls spied a pair of yellow eyes staring into the car window directly at them.
See, that's what I saw yesterday.
One must assume, yeah, it is true. One must assume that much shrieking and hysteria followed suit. Terrified, the group beat a hasty retreat, but after making a successful getaway, better judgment evaporated, and ignoring the tenets of every horror film ever fucking made,
well, yeah.
they decided to return to the scene in order to get a better look at the thing that had frightened them. But not before they at least had the good sense to increase their posse by one more carful. So,
All right.
for supposed, we don't know, teens in a car, now it's 2 piles of, I assume, kids in cars. 2
Okay,
cars.
looking for a yellowed-eyed thing in the landfill.
Absolutely.
Solid.
Just makes sense.
Again, not a bad party.
Well,
If you're
I've been at worse.
yeah, I have too. Yeah, seriously, I've been at much
Technically.
shittier parties. And if you're boozed up enough to the right point, this is an adventure.
well, all right. Listen, if especially when we were teenagers, but even now in our seasoned grace,
This would be
if someone we
this would be
randomly
the
know
best
said
night of my life.
at the fucking dump, yellow eyes, silhouetted thing,
Yeah.
scared the fuck out of me, we're all going.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah,
all fucking going. And
exactly.
if there's beer involved and
Yeah.
just buddies you want to hang out with on top of it, it doesn't matter if you're fucking
Do you think
14.
can we get like an Uber for that? You think? Or are they going to charge us like a lot of money?
That is such an old man way to go
Can we
see
get-
a monster.
Can we get an Uber?
Would you? Hey, if we give you
Dude,
beers, will you hang out and give us a ride home? And if a monster comes, will you make
Yeah.
haste?
Can we smoke in your Uber? Is that cool?
Oh my god, dude! I'm in, dude.
Yeah, all right,
Legend
let's
of
do
the Dump Cat.
Oh,
man.
see,
I love it.
that
I
really should
love
be
it.
its new name.
That,
I know.
The Dump
cat.
Oh my god, they missed a
I'm
chance.
in. I know.
That's great.
The Marylanders returned to the scene of the dump cat and astutely parked their cars at opposing angles in order to cover as much of the woods and landfill as possible in the spread of their headlights. Following this,
All right, it's a
the
good.
2 groups sat in eager anticipation, no doubt.
time.
One can
Waiting.
assume that even though the carful of newcomers were intrigued enough by their buddies' reports to attend this impromptu expedition, they were likely highly skeptical and probably more than willing to rib the original observers' poor eyesight and jittery nerves. You saw a dog. I'm here
Yeah.
to party. I don't believe you. My friends, you are stupid.
Yeah, like
Basically how it ensued.
you saw a raccoon.
Yeah, a raccoon.
Yeah, you saw a couple. Could be more than one. Could be standing on each other's shoulders wearing a trench coat.
It-
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, as they are wont to
As
do.
they
As they are
in
wont to do.
dumps.
Raccoon dumps. I like dump cat better. Dump cat's
cat's
cool. Yeah.
it rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
After an hour had elapsed, it's likely that most of the spectators were in favor of calling it a night or at least driving out of range of the landfill stench. But before anyone left, one astute onlooker noticed a dark figure crouched near a grouping of trees. They brought this to the attention of their cohorts, and the gang strained to see what was approaching. The eyewitnesses would later report the sinuous, silhouetted creature that moved on all fours as it cautiously made its way out of the darkness. All in attendance agreed that what they were seeing was quite unlike anything they'd ever laid their eyes on before. The excited eyewitnesses talked excitedly among themselves, I'm assuming, as the creature slipped in and out of the pools of shadows around the headlights. They were in agreement that this thing was too large and oddly shaped to be either a dog or a cat. So it's clearly an octoman. I think we can all agree.
Well,
Hey, well-
Not dog, not cat. It's an octoman.
Yeah.
1 out of 1 scientists agree.
although this
Yeah.
is describable, so
You're right.
Yeah.
we'll see.
And yet it moved in a twisting, graceful fashion that would be difficult, if not impossible, for a human being to emulate. One can imagine that the thrill of a successful search combined with the sight of the beautiful, if baffling, movements of the shadow-shrouded beast likely resulted in giddy gales of nervous laughter and a genuine sense of accomplishment. And honestly, I would feel that way. Because, I mean, we've gone out looking for UFOs. We've gone out, if you see something that's at a distance, and you never expect to see something when people report something.
Right.
So if you catch a glimpse of something, you're like, especially if you're young, but even now, you're like, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. So
The
that
way
kind
this
of
thing is
sense.
described, though, wouldn't terror or fear take over? Like, what in
Yeah,
the
well, but it's
fuck?
not like doing anything threatening. It's
No,
just,
you're just seeing these vague silhouetted shapes.
there's a thing
sort
and
of-
moved in a. I don't know. That description is weird. Like I don't know what they mean when they say
Yeah.
it twisted in a way that's not human or
I
something
think
like that.
I think
'Cause-
sort of like, you know
Is
how
it
a cat
walking
can
like
kind
a
of
sassy cat?
well,
Doing
that's
one of
exactly what I'm
these?
assuming.
A sass
Or
cat.
you know the
Yeah,
way a
sass
cat
cat.
can bend over double and lick its anus and fucking do crazy shit that people,
I mean-
unless they're really really lithe, can't do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, or how they jump on your chest in the morning and they paw at your face because they want fresh water and food, even though they're apparently out hunting shit all night, but they won't eat it. They just bring it to you.
It's a gift,
Why you
Raj.
I'm just saying.
Do not hate.
It's
No.
adorable and it's a gift.
Yes, it is.
It is actually.
Why can't you accept their love? Accept your fucking cat's love for once.
All right, fine. I will accept.
God,
I will
Accept your love.
I will accept Sparkles Lulu Taco's love.
Oh, I forgot. That's such a great name.
Sparkles
That is-
Lulu tacos.
Sparkles Lulu Taco.
That's a great fucking cat name. The gang, as I'm on to call groups of people, likely felt safe behind the steel doors of their cars, and perhaps they began to be lulled into a false sense of security by the fluid, non-threatening motions of whatever it was they were watching frolic near the landfill. Maybe they assumed that this entity was just one of nature's wonders and that it was probably more afraid of them than they it. If this were the case, if this was the calculus that they made, then they were dead fucking wrong.
Oh no! Does shit go topsy-turvy?
Shit gets a
for
little
him?
topsy-turvy.
Oh, good.
Without warning, the cat-like creature burst out of the darkness and charged toward the nearest parked car running on all fours. Those closest to the beast screamed and got their first good look at this terrifying aberration of natural selection. According to the eyewitness reports, the thing was smothered in a thick coat of filthy black fur, and it bore a long, thin tail which it slowly whipped back and forth in the fashion of a feline stalking its prey. And we've all seen that.
Yeah.
The fucking
Yeah,
smooth
the
and
slow,
Yeah.
and then whip and then smooth. They also noted that it had long, sharp claws or nails on each one of its paw-like hands. But far and away the most disturbing aspect of this ungodly monstrosity was its nearly human face that was distorted just enough to give an indication of its shared felid heritage. So let's pause on this for a second.
So is it
So
just
the
like
only thing that makes it seem human in these are just it seems to have a human in face.
And that its
And other-
body is not, it's not cat-like or dog-like.
Well,
It's on all fours.
Right.
It's got
You're right.
It's like its appendage. Its hands are basically a combination of hands and paws.
Okay.
So it's like thick set fingers, I imagine, with
Right.
long, sharp nails. Its body kind of, at least this is the way I'm imagining it. I could be wrong. Has sort of a human-like torso, but incorporated in a cat's long body.
Yes, I wasn't picturing that at all.
When they first saw it, was it walking on 2 legs or 4 legs out
Four.
of the dump?
Four.
Okay.
As far as we know, it's always been quadrupedal in terms of this sighting.
So it wasn't walking on 2 legs with a sauntery
Like a-
little sassy stip in its tail.
Not on 2 legs, though. Who's to say the sass was not incorporated into the
It's gonna
quadruped
have-
movement?
When you're a dump cat, you got a lot of sass.
Oh, you better be sexy as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah,
You
you're-
can't. To be an unsexy dump cat, then you are beckoning a life of disaster and sorrow.
Well, that's your region. There's
So out of nowhere,
regional
this thing
dump
just
cats.
snaps.
Yeah, it's just doing its
This
thing.
thing just snaps
jumping
and is like,
around.
guess what?
I'm all up in your shit.
Yeah, I'm here. Fear me.
And so here's what comes to mind for me. It is not like some sweet, like, Nastasia Kinski cat people, even though that transformation was weird and bladder effects,
Right.
and then it turned into a Black Panther. If you guys remember the 1982 Cat People remake with Malcolm McDowell and Nastasia Kinski, it's not like the sensual super furry, like I don't know, like a million people have drawn where oh look, I'm a cat, but I'm really a sexy woman with a tail and pointy ears and a fucking button nose or whatever the fuck they do. It is more like, to me, do you guys remember the remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers with Donald Sutherland and Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah.
Do you remember that fucking time a guy in the movie fell asleep next to his dog and the pods didn't know to differentiate, so you had a fucking dog walking around with a fucking man face? It fucking ruined me.
Yeah, no, I
It was
do
just a
remember
dog, and
that.
he's
I
walking,
do.
and turns around, it's like, man-faced dog. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, it's filthy, it's wrong, it's horrible.
Yeah.
This is kind of what I'm imagining, though slightly better integrated.
Right, but
No,
they
but I
obviously,
picture
like,
more of that kind of a body.
it must have
like-
enough human features to it where they're like, oh shit, that's the face of a man or a woman.
Yeah.
The
That's a human-
face of a
human
man. Man
They
face.
call it
Face of a
Catman.
man.
I don't know the gender of the dump cat.
Okay.
I just don't know. One can only imagine the gut-sick feeling these individuals had knowing that they were looking at a creature that simply should not exist. Perhaps the Catman felt the same as it silently stared through the window, seemingly appraising the fleshy, hairless creatures inside.
Oh, which is it going to pounce on first?
I know. I mean, looking for a can opener.
Yeah.
Time to get the meat.
There you go. Do you go for the driver? Do you go for the scared friend in the passenger seat? Or
Do you go for
to
the
back?
softest one, or
Do you go all the way in the back where the girls are and just start shredding them apart?
The options are, well, if not limitless, vast.
I mean, you can really start in the driver's seat and just make your way all the way around.
Yeah, but the steering wheel might like hit your collarbone and might hurt
he's
a little.
Cat. He's a dump cat.
Dump cats still care about their bones.
Yeah, they've done this, but he's just there for the pleasure of the kill. Oh, pleasure to kill.
Well, if creator's playing in the background, then you know you're on a video shoot, A. And
Yep.
two, it's Dump Cat's turn to fucking rock. That's just all there is to it.
Fucking bring a dump,
Dump
cat.
Cat loves creator. It's a t-shirt. We're going to make it.
Dump.
Suddenly, the creature lunged forward and latched its claws onto the driver's side door. Its yellow eyes glowed in the dark as it peered inside, using its other claw-like hand to batter the window. So, it's there. It's got there. It's
Right.
got one claw wrapped around your latch. The other one just... And it's not like a cute little giant... Even if a lion kind of pounds your window, if you're on African safari, you're like, oh, I'm going to die, but it's adorable.
Right.
This weird... glumpy hand
Man
paw.
hand, yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. It's got to be just like, fuck, no.
Maybe it's saying hi. Maybe we're assuming Dump Cat is violent. Maybe Dump Cat is like, hey guys, what's going on? How's everyone doing?
Do you think it really just wants some yarn
Maybe
and
it
play?
wants to be, yeah.
Maybe Dump Cat just wants to play.
Cats
Maybe-
like to play.
They do.
do.
That's what they do.
But they also love to devour the flesh. I mean, listen, I'm a cat
Well,
lover
like, of
too.
us?
Oh, how many? If
Oh,
you're an
yeah.
old lady and you die, and your cats are not like slowly dying by your side like a faithful dog,
They'll eat your fucking
they're eating
eyeballs.
everything off your
Yeah,
skeleton.
shit.
Which doesn't mean I don't love and respect cats, because I do. But
See, I don't think
you know what? They're survivors.
You know what though? I don't think dogs would do that.
No,
A dog.
They would.
If
they
I
would die of loyalty.
Yeah, if I die, my dog will lay down and die next to me. I've seen that on Facebook.
And if you want to have a pet that
Jesus,
doesn't want
all right.
to live without you, then you're a weak person. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Oh my God, Jesus.
Wow.
I know. I was trying to turn to. Listen, I love dogs.
Very fucking
but
judgmental.
I fucking adore cats. So this motherfucker is pounding on the window, probably in search of playmates, possibly in search of the meat to eat.
Yeah, possible meat.
We don't
Yeah,
know.
Probably.
What I do know, or at least I can assume, based on the later reports, was that all of the joy of their midnight expedition had instantly evaporated as the horrified witnesses frantically started their engines and hit the gas in a desperate attempt to put as much space as possible between themselves and this fuck-sucking abomination.
Dump Cat for the win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As if the scene weren't terrifying enough, the creature's claw seemingly got hooked into the door handle as the vehicle took off. Oh, it's just not funny. It's horrible.
Were they dragging Dump Cat?
Yeah, they're dragging it.
Yes, cinematically, of course.
It's like it's pulling after them.
Just making a terrible noise.
It emits an unsettling, totally terrifying, high-pitched screech.
Because the stupid fucking cat got its hand caught in the door and it won't let go.
Shoves its back legs against the door and pushes off releasing its
A
hand.
typical
Yeah.
goddamn cat just doing something stupid.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't blame
that
the
was
dumb
for,
cat.
That was for you
It's
two.
those rotten punks that wouldn't have the
That was
decency
for
to
you
say,
two. That was not for our listeners that love cats, because there are a lot of you. That was for you two.
son of a bitch. Once back in civilization, the posse regrouped and inspected their cars. The one that the Catman had attacked showed deep scratch marks and paw-like prints on the window.
Oh.
The witnesses reported the sighting to the local authorities, who immediately conducted an investigation.
Oh, good. So that they actually went to the cops, and the cops were like, yeah, you know what? We need to do some shit.
Which, again, if they just
good.
eventually
It's
told
good.
the story to, like, their high school buddies or their
Right.
bridge club, depending on their age, then you'd be like,
Bridge club.
Well, because we don't know for sure they're teenagers. I think we're just making this assumption because most middle-aged
Oh,
people are going to be
wow.
like, Hilda, dump, math, no. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
You're good at blouse.
Yeah,
Like, no
it's
one's
fancy. Sunset with the seagulls, honey.
Yeah. Well, of course, and they're not always looking for secluded spots by the dump at that age.
Maybe
either.
at that age, you just want to get adventurous, and you're like, get a fucking bottle of whiskey. We're gonna go to the dump.
Yeah,
and get
you know
stupid.
what? I've never been to the dump. Me either.
Get the bottle of whiskey. We're going.
Road trip, Henry.
Oh, God damn it.
All right. Not surprisingly, the authorities found nothing at the site to indicate that this creature was existing. I don't know if it's a dry season. It didn't have prints. Besides the fucking obvious evidence on the car.
On the car, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's evidence. But it's
Maybe-
sort of like the skateboard swamp lizard man that fucking tore up a car. But this is long before the days of DNA, long before the days of
Right.
anything more than a Polaroid photo or something commemorating it. So there's just no one was
Or-
taking samples.
Maybe Catman covers his tracks.
Maybe it does.
Could.
Maybe Catman's in heat. Maybe Catman's spraying the scene, letting you know who's boss at
Wouldn't
the
it-
fucking
and wouldn't
landfill.
it be
Oh,
Catwoman?
yeah. I didn't think about that.
I don't know. Do male cats spray?
I think they don't. Do they have a territorial thing that happens? I don't know.
I assume they do, but
I-
listen. Here's the
You
thing.
guys are the cat
They
guys, not
pee
me.
on shit.
Okay, well, yeah, I was gonna say I don't know anything.
They
about
definitely have pee wars. I've been in the middle of a pee war with two male cats.
Oh, that's horrible.
It always happens out of the blue.
Really, a pee war?
Yeah, like you'll have two cats, male cats, and they're fine.
Christ.
And all of a sudden, one just pisses. You're like, why? And then it just happens again. It
Oh,
happens
this is your chair?
Just lasts for days. I'm
This
like,
is my chair.
stop peeing, you assholes. You've lived here now for like weeks.
They won't fight.
No.
See, this is why I like dogs.
You're
Because
in dual-
dogs will just fight. Dogs don't give a shit. As soon as one of them tries to go for alpha and the other one don't like it, she will fucking snap. That's it. And then you know what? It's over and we all hug.
Yeah, but I don't like it because
And
that's
we all
like
get
submissive
treats.
and they're weak. Cats just do whatever they want.
We're all get
Yeah.
treats.
Cats give no fucks, but there is a distinct pecking order with dogs. Everyone with animals can go to the prom.
Yes.
What I really want to
I
know
know.
is, what does a dump cat sound like in heat? Because the worst sounds I
Oh,
have ever
it's
heard,
terrible.
Oh, there's a
besides
cat
maybe
in
a
heat,
dying
yeah.
rabbit,
Yeah.
are fucking cats in heat. Like, if you're sleeping on a spring or summer night and your window's
And you start
open,
hearing
and
it-
that sound I'm surprised I've not died 6
Yeah.
times, because your heart jumps. You're like,
Yeah.
the fuck just happened?
No, it's a cat in heat.
It is
terrible.
horrifying.
Yeah.
It really is amongst the 5 worst sounds ever.
So the authorities go to the dump and there's no trace of a dump cat. I mean, we keep calling it a dump cat, but it's a cat, man.
Yes.
It's not a cat man though. I
mean-
don't think it is.
Okay, all right, well.
It is a cat
but
with
Ro-
human-like
but
features.
Again,
That
Rob's-
right at best.
Rob's naming convention, which I respect and appreciate, by the way, has this as the cat man.
But in
No,
all
I
fairness,
understand that, but-
some things I name because there's just descriptions like indescribable octoman and a few others. This was actually its name.
Okay,
So
all
this
right.
was not me.
Oh,
this was
all right.
this is
so
its
maybe you know what? Maybe we can rebrand it as Dump Cat.
we probably could.
Yeah.
All right, cool, sweet. I like
People
it.
would think it's disrespect, but really that's full
No,
honors.
this is straight
Yeah.
up. Yeah. When you're the king of the dump cats, you fucking know what's
you
up.
have to assume there's more than one.
Oh,
You
that's
gotta
what I
have a
mean.
breeding
There's like
population.
dumps are not generally small.
No.
So they're like
and
regional dump cat leaders.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it could be a tri-county dump cat. Like it might move from place to place.
Try
Well,
county
maybe.
dump cat.
I know it sounds like a fucking rally,
It's terrible.
but because there was wooded areas apparently around the landfill.
Okay, so maybe the
So the dump might have been a place it goes to scavenge for food,
Yeah.
like fucking
It
wild
makes
and stray
sense.
cats will. But but it doesn't necessarily mean it was its home.
Right.
It just could be that's where it was foraging or hunting, or it was hunting the rats that live in a dump, or other other
Yeah, no, I don't feel like it lived in the dump.
No,
say.
no,
Like,
but I mean, it's easy
nothing
to
lives in
assume
the
that
dump
it
except
might have.
maggots and disease.
And turkey
Possible
vultures
undead
and
and Freddy Krueger.
rats and
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
like
Freddy
that,
Krueger's
but
for days.
Yeah,
Totally
Freddy
zombies.
Krueger's grave.
Yeah. So, and here's the other thing. Just to go back for a second to the cops not finding anything. Who knows how hard they look? Assume it's a gaggle of 18s and there are 2 cars and they got some scratches on Dad's Buick and they're like, it was a Catman did it, and fucking, Barney Fife's got to fucking go out there and check the scene.
Right. Yeah.
He's probably given no fucks.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
Having no, belief in what is going on. Put his flashlight on 3 times, looked around. Fuck this shit, I'm home.
All right.
So
Yeah.
you don't know if he was out there with a full forensic team looking for fucking Catman.
They
parts.
were
I
dusting
doubt
for
it. I doubt it, too.
prints and doing
Yeah.
DNA samples and taking, cast of the ground and shit. He just shows up and he's like, there's nothing. And he leaves.
What is notable, and we'll wrap it up on this and just get full on into the discussion, is that while I haven't been able to come across any other official sightings, there's legends of creatures like this in Native American lore, as aforementioned, like Algonquin and other tribes, and there was this one sighting from 1980. I'm assuming that other people must have seen it at some point, but just not reported it, or some might have ended up in the belly and just never had a chance to report it. But
dead.
very often, they used to have, I don't know specifically, like I think a form of cougar, like an eastern cougar or something that lived in Maryland. They don't anymore. Now they do have bobcats, but they're smaller. And they're predators, so so some of what they find can be attributed to it. But very often, especially in this region, even to this day, they find half-eaten Sika deer carcasses with large claw and teeth marks that are much bigger than what a bobcat wields.
Okay.
So occasionally, I don't know how often, and I've not been able to find any photographic evidence, they say that they find these Chinese or Japanese deer, I think Sika are Japanese deer, that have huge gashes and bite marks that are much bigger than obviously domestic stray cats and even bobcats.
Okay.
So that's one
So
small
some sort
piece of potentially corroborating evidence.
Like some sort of larger apex predator is out there, possibly.
And they're often found near the Wicomico River and other nearby waterways. Again, that would make sense. Cats would probably travel following wherever the deer populations are or whatever other prey.
And stick near
and
water.
they have to be near water for, hydration purposes.
Because they need constant fresh water.
Yeah, they need to drink.
Yeah.
Kitties love drinking.
They do.
Plus, they're at war with the octomen, the frogmen, and everything else. So the monster cats on the shore are constantly battling with the aquatic humanoids.
the war,
But that's-
the unseen war.
We'll talk about that another part. The unseen
The
war.
unseen war.
If I actually saw that as a book title and I saw a fucking lizard man reaching out to fight a fucking cat man, I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm owning this immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wanna
Thundercats versus Aquaman. I'm like,
Oh, there you go.
Why
Yeah.
aren't you real unseen war?
I know.
All right, but back on point.
All
This
right.
is what we have about
Okay.
the Wicomico County
All right.
Catman.
So I think it's safe to say that we can start with, misidentifying
Wildcats.
Wildcats.
That's just what it feels like.
100% you have to.
Could be a bobcat, obviously.
In
Could be
fact-
a lynx.
Well, or pumas. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Which is cougar, same thing,
allegedly,
pretty much.
the only things that live in that area now are bobcats.
Okay.
That the other things had either been hunted to extinction or driven out from
Right.
that area. Not
Okay.
obviously
All
all
right,
the
and a
continental United
bobcat,
States.
have you ever seen a bobcat?
They're big.
They're not a tiny
They're
animal.
scary.
They are. They're really
Listen,
creepy.
everything about this indicates to me fucking wildcat
Big cat, yeah.
frolicking, in the woods near a dump trying to eat rats. Until this fuck-sucking bastard charges the car, and it's like, you got weird fucking claw hands, you've
Right.
got a half-person face.
I don't know if a bobcat
What
would
the F are you?
necessarily charge a car, though.
If it was rabid, maybe.
Yeah,
No,
maybe.
but I mean, who knows if it perceived them as? Who knows what they? Like I said, there's no apparently age. We don't know what's going on.
Right.
They really were just some hooligans on the bowl.
Doing hooligan type things, yeah.
Like some shit charges you. You just have a glimpse. It's like, dude, I hit a man's face. I don't even know why.
It sounds
Everyone's
like
like,
something
yeah,
that,
you're right.
If for some reason you were parking with a girl and you may be partaking in marijuana things, that if it's something you saw, you'd be like, hey, fucking face of a man. Like, I could totally see that happening.
Yeah.
Like, just not that you're hallucinating, because
No.
it doesn't make you hallucinate, but just that you're paranoid and you're fucked up and you're having a good
I
time.
agree
You're
with
like,
what both
"Oh,
of you were
dude."
saying.
Yeah.
And had it been a single guy and a single girl,
But it's
and
not.
they're
There
making
is-
out,
yeah.
and the guy looks over the girl's shoulder while he's nibbling on her ear or whatever, and sees, dude, it was a cat with the face of a man. It was a
Yeah.
super dumb cat, and that was it. I'd be like, yeah, this guy's fucked up or not paying, whatever. But it is apparently all the people in that car and possibly even people in the other car looking over.
Right.
So we're not
Maybe.
getting a single. Now, well, I grant you, there's something about peer.
No,
management of
hysteria or
observation.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
where it's like,
right.
yeah, no, Billy saw the man face. Oh, I saw the man
Yeah.
face.
Yeah,
No,
Stanley's
no,
like,
it was a man face.
for days.
Yeah.
And while I can entertain that, I'm still inclined to think that if Billy saw the man face, then Ray's like, it didn't have no man face. It was just a cat. Billy's a fucking idiot. And then it's
Right.
like, oh, okay, so it can go either way.
Yeah.
I'm
Could-
not
of
going
course,
to
yeah,
be a
could.
classic debunker that says, well, of course it was teens. They don't know what they're talking about. Mass hysteria instantly infected everyone. They all
Right.
thought they saw something that wasn't there. To me, that's all too often applied to things like this, and that is not fair. It's not to say it's not true all the time. Sometimes it probably is, but it's not always applicable. So I'm going to at least give them the benefit of the doubt because there was, say, about 8 people there, give or take, as far as
Right.
we know.
So
Enough
we're gonna-
people seem to have seen weird paw fingers,
Right.
a strange shaped body that was felid but not exactly feline, and a fucking dump cat man face.
All right. So we're gonna start with misidentified cat. Always a possibility.
Always a possibility.
Might be what happened, but that's not fun.
Stone teens.
Stone
We've covered that.
teens,
And
yeah,
possibility.
Getting
Yeah.
paranoid.
Or
getting
stoned
paranoid.
elderly. I don't know.
Yeah,
Apparently,
could be.
apparently we don't
Stone
know.
middle
Yeah.
age,
Yeah,
stone
totally.
working class adults.
And again,
we just don't know.
not that you're going to hallucinate, but that you're just going to get a little bit paranoid, and you might get a little bit too jumpy, and you might get a little too.
Unless, well, 59 there was not really an acid scene, so I don't think we can. I mean, I know that I know
probably
there was like Timothy Leary, and it was being done in certain
Right.
segments, but I don't think it was
Yeah.
small town America yet.
So let's start with the ancient, what was like centuries old Native American.
Now-
So an ancient Native American.
And again, this is sketchy as the dickens, but it was reported in the few sources I found that there were legends dating back centuries of, I guess, cat people, for lack of a better term. But
Okay.
that's it. It doesn't say, and this tribe had a name for it, and its origin was this, and this
Right.
group of people believed that it was an evil spirit, and this group of people believed it was part of the natural, fauna of the land. I don't have any of that because it just says, and for centuries, local natives
Yeah.
believed the Catman cometh.
The cat man.
And I'll be like, yeah, all right, I'm
the
down.
Catman
You
cometh.
convinced me.
Yeah,
So where
there
do we
you
go?
go.
But really, that's
Yeah.
that is the problem with this case because I loved the idea of just a gaggle of fuckers being attacked at a dump by a Catman is of course something that I had to share with our listeners and you guys.
Yeah, totally. No, it's a
But
great.
really, it is
a great story.
frustrating how fucking sparse.
Yeah,
The facts
it's
are.
just a lot of vague. There's
So-
not a lot of actual, like there's not like a separate account of each one of these people that said this
Right.
is this. We just have to take what it gave us.
Absolutely.
So there was the ancient Native American Catman curse.
Yep.
Possibility of the Skinwalker.
Skinwalker, which is what, like, usually, like, say, a shaman or somebody that's
Yeah.
in tune with the mystical arts that can transform themselves into a animal or even a half animal, half human form.
Yep.
I have to admit, I am not an expert on skinwalkers.
No, me neither.
Because
Me neither.
that goes into the area of legends and folklore and supernatural stuff, which I am fascinated by. But obviously, my forte is cryptozoology and to a lesser degree ufology. So,
Right.
so while I'm of course very familiar with it and intrigued and open-minded, I can't claim to be an expert in that.
Okay.
I do know it's freaky as fuck and that they're
Yeah,
often
no,
considered
it's-
exceedingly dangerous.
Yeah.
That much I know.
No,
The
yeah.
Skinwalker Ranch is a fascinating place to visit. I
Yeah.
mean, but there's the body of my knowledge right there.
Okay. So Native American legend and lore. Now let's get to the mutated bobcat. I guess, right?
Yeah, no, at least one thing I've exposed to, and it's just probably a source, and I can't even credit it. Like, and that is to me an ultra skeptical thing to do. Well, of course it's a bobcat. Didn't look like a bobcat. It's a mutant bobcat. Signed,
yeah.
sealed, and delivered.
Because when it doesn't look like what it's supposed to be, you're like, well, clearly it's a mutant.
Yeah,
To
mutant.
take Chris's word, a mutant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like saying, well, it's just the quickest dismissal ever. It's not to say it's not true, but it's like, fucking seriously, put a little work into it.
Like most feral cats are inbred. So, like, how many I mean, I guess we're not biologists or veterinarians for that matter, but how many generations of a bobcat do you need before you start getting really fucked up physical issues with the cat? Like
I
it
don't know.
has the hands
I
and
don't
face
know.
of a man.
6.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'm not guessing.
Fair enough.
I've done a lot of research into cat cest.
I'm sure there. Jesus Christ, it's
No,
Mutant.
I have no fucking idea
Yeah.
how long it would take.
I'm sure that if it was some sort of like a deformity, a generational, maybe it could be mange, possibly, like you said, maybe some sort of facial deformity to make it look. But then again, look, if you look at a cat and like let's say that it's a cat that's like missing like some fur on its face, it might look a little bit human, sort of.
Well, let's explore that because you might be onto something. If it's got a case of the mange, they did say it had filthy kind of matted black fur.
Yeah.
If it's lost hair.
It's true.
And if maybe it was hit by a truck at some point, and it's when it was young, and so its legs and front and forepaws or whatever grew kind of
deformed,
mangled
weird,
a little bit. So it's like holding it sort of like a cross between Mummy and Frankenstein's monster and loping around.
Man,
like this could be a really unfortunate cat that both got damaged, sick, and mange-ridden, living alone in a dump trying to eat the easy prey of rats and seagulls, and that when it charged a fucking car because it's like, finally, a friend.
Yeah, see, it's what I'm saying. Maybe this is
like, fucking man cat, go!
Yeah, this is the cat's cry for help. Like,
it's a possibility.
People, they'll give me fresh water and milk.
What about this?
And I can shit in a cat box.
May I go off my deep end?
All right, hold on. Everybody get prepared. Here goes Rob's deep end.
The lonely scientist lives on Dracula Road, a.k.a. Moth Place. Fucking works his experiments in the basement. Oh, he was fired by the government. They said he was crazy. He wasn't. He was just too goddamn bold for them. He's working on some crazy shit. Just the way Stalin wanted 8 men warriors. It's a fact. Don't look at me like I did something wrong. This is called fucking history, my friends. It didn't work. At least I don't think it did. I pray it didn't. But he was trying to work on making super Catman warriors for the United States government because, damn it, we were losing the war at that point. Which war? I don't know. But it wasn't going well. It was not going well.
Yeah, I feel like...
I mean...
Let me continue before you mock me.
Okay.
He's old. He's been at this since the 1800s. He's been doing his goddamn thing.
The 1800s?
He dies.
What the fuck?
He dies.
Okay.
Now, this is the only friend Catman had. They couldn't talk. It didn't go that far. But you know what? He cared for him. He groomed him. He fed him. They were best friends. All they had was each other. Hilda died years before. The scientist had no one else.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
He's alone in the house, Catman. He's never really been outside. Oh, sure, he gets to play in the backyard sometimes, but he's never really known the joys of the outdoors.
Yeah.
Well, with his owner dead, and then, of course, Catman had to eat him. Cat instincts are going to be what they are. He runs out of food. He gouges down the door slowly but surely.
Okay.
Mange is taking over. He's just ungroomed and broken, and he's looking for a goddamn human companion. He goes to the dump because he smells the rats. He sees the kids. He's like, oh, more friends. He runs, tries to make friends, breaks his fucking wrist in the door. They leave him behind. He's fucking in tears, heartbroken, goes rogue. Amen.
Yeah, except the whole 1800s thing.
Yeah,
Other than that.
Isn't this like Vietnam era?
No. Yeah.
So, like, for like 100 years, he was hanging out?
Would you listen to me?
All right.
The scientist was born in the late 1800s.
Okay.
Like my grandmother was on my father's side.
Okay.
And she lived into the 80s.
Okay.
Into her 90s.
Okay, well, that wasn't specified.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's what I was saying.
All right.
I'm just saying the scientist was on the dark side of his life. Not the dark, but the declining side of his life.
Did Catman fight in Vietnam?
No, but he was going to.
Okay.
Because you know why? The war wasn't going good for us, as aforementioned.
Yeah. Okay.
He was almost deployed to Grenada. But you know what? The scientist could not finish his work.
Okay.
He could not open the lines of communication. He could not fucking fix the shit. He couldn't make his face not look terrifying.
Okay. All right.
Catman wants a friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's my theory.
No, I'm down.
Now you guys shit on me. Go ahead.
No,
Go. Bring it.
not at all. I mean, actually, that sounds more plausible than just a misidentified cat.
No, you're right. It's not a puma. It's what you said.
It's totally not.
You have to admit, if that had been an early Tim Burton film, that would be gorgeous. If instead of Edward Scissorhands,
it was that. Yeah. No.
Oh,
totally.
yeah.
That was great. That was good.
Dumb cat and Vincent Price played the old
almost
scientist.
Almost kind of sounds like a super cool like Stephen King fucking like short.
No, it's too heartwarming. It's definitely Burton.
Oh yeah, no.
Because Stephen King is genuinely terrifying and dark.
Yeah, but like
this would take
end,
a whimsical but
it would have
dark
to be
tone.
But like Catman has to die in the end of loneliness from like a car.
Does it have to?
Yeah.
Well, he's got a broken
that's
wrist.
Stephen King.
Or does he find true love after this?
No, he has to
Does
die.
he nurture a duckling and they expand
He
an
eats
unnatural relationship?
A friendship.
Yeah,
a forever
friendship. Like
friendship.
I'm taking care of you, and the duck is like, you're my mom. And fucking Catman and the duck fucking.
Well, maybe he
go on
leads the dump
adventures.
rats.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the leader of the dump rats.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Like flipping the script.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to eat you,
But now we're friends.
but you're my children
Yeah, let's
now.
come together.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I believe, and I don't want to be the one to...
Interdimensional.
No, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not. I'm just going to go ahead and say misidentified bobcat.
I don't know who are you?
I
don't know you anymore.
I don't want to have to tell the truth
Ridiculous
sometimes. I don't want-
statements.
It's
I don't
absurd.
want to have to tell the truth. I
Have
don't
you ever
want
seen
to.
a bobcat?
Yes, I have.
Have you ever seen one in real life?
Yeah, totally.
If one came up to you, would you think, that's the face of a man? Those are the paws of a half-human hand.
Mange?
Even with mange. You would say that's a hairless bobcat
And
face.
it's dark, and you're in a dump.
All right, but headlights are there.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
the dump has no bearing on your
Okay.
eyes.
Right.
All right.
Right. Well, that's if that's actually that they saw what they saw.
I'm going for the unpopular no party, no fun mark conclusion.
Well, because the information is so little
Exactly.
in this.
I want it to be a skinwalker. I honestly do. I just don't have the evidence for that.
Yeah, I want it to be. I want it to be Cringer before he becomes
Yeah,
Battle
I
Cat.
want it to be
Oh
your
my gosh,
situation.
that's awesome.
I want it to be what you said, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, that's just a lovely tale that you made up.
It is just a lovely tale that I made up, but gosh darn it. Wouldn't it be nice if it was
It
true?
would be amazing. So,
Yeah.
Rob, what do you think it is?
Other than what you just said.
Other than what you just said, yeah.
Well, all right. Then
because what you said was
there
pretty
is
awesome.
a theory.
Okay.
There is a theory that everything conceived becomes real in an infinite universe. And that
You talking about tulpas?
tulpas certainly, but like every fictional concoction in a universe that is without borders is manifest somewhere within it. You guys have heard this theory, right?
Yeah, but no, like that's why people like they say like Slender Man. They're like now Slender Man is real because it's been fucking ingrained into our fucking pop culture, and all of a sudden people are seeing Slender Man.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Not that I buy that.
No, me neither.
I don't think Slenderman's
No,
real.
I think tulpas are a pretty fucking sweet idea, magically speaking, but you know. So you're saying this is manifest
No.
from
So if in a world where everything that can be conceived by us or any other creatures
Okay.
becomes manifest in some other part of the universe
okay,
or one localized,
right?
then what we have is a clear case of Thundercats.
Oh! I was fucking waiting.
Clear cut,
I was fucking
scientifically based case.
I was so excited we're going to talk about tulpas in the fucking simulation theory in the
No.
multiverse.
We are going to do our
we
reality
went to
pod.
fucking-
We are doing our reality pod with
God
elites.
damn it! You went to fucking Thunder. What did you?
Yeah.
Who was your favorite Thundercat?
Oh,
Hey,
I
don't-
know.
you
No, who's the blue
fuck.
one? Who's the blue one?
Panthro.
Panthro. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Right,
mine.
right.
I'm
the
sorry.
bald one. Looked
Yeah,
like,
yeah, the
like
bald
the,
one.
the,
Yeah, you know
Because
how
he's
create,
bald, he's bulky.
the-
yeah,
the
I just
creator
said it wrong.
monster.
Panthro was
And
definitely
you know
my
what?
favorite.
Suck it, Mumra. There you go.
Mumra's.
he's not a
He was the
Thundercat.
Thundercat.
I don't care. He's the best character.
Jesus fucking! You
He's
didn't
the
say
best
best
fucking
character. You
character.
said favorite Thundercat.
Wait, you're talking about like
Shit.
Weensy Mumra or when he Mumra's out?
No, when he fucking Mumra's out, he's
Okay.
fucking
Granted,
awesome.
he's cooler when he Mumra's out, but he's still not a fucking Thundercat.
But you want for Lino?
I said it wrong.
How dare you? It's
What's wrong with
Panthro.
Lion?
you
No,
know, Jesus
I love
Christ, I haven't-
Lion-O.
Lion-O's
Dude,
great.
He sort of fucking
All right,
omens.
in all fairness, Lion-O had the finest hair in cartoon history.
If someone's like, "Who's your favorite
Like,
Star
right up
Wars
there with
character?" and you're
Goku.
like Luke Skywalker, you're
A lot of people
Are you going to hold it against me that I misspoke
like
this long?
Luke Skywalker.
no. You know what?
And Lion-O's much cooler than Luke Skywalker, in
You
all
know
fairness.
what? I'm going to forgive you.
Who's the girl?
Chitara.
That prob-
She's one of my favorites
I
too.
think she almost
Actually, Chitara's
single-handedly
kinda
started
cool.
the furry phenomenon.
She
Because
probably
even
did.
as a kid, I was looking at her
Yeah.
like, that's a hot cat
Who
lady.
the hell was the little tiny cat? What was his name?
Oh, the one that
Shit.
was sort of like fucking...
Well, there was the
I almost
two.
called him Doink, but it's
like-
like
like
Dink and
Doink.
Doink.
the
no, it was a
fucking
dumb
no.
sound.
It was something
Like,
stupid.
doof.
There was
Yeah.
the two young ones that were
Not the kids, but like the fucking...
That was
I had the
Snarf.
middle-aged Snarf.
Snarf,
I knew it was
yeah.
a dumb
Snarf.
sound.
Lino, what the fuck? I'm like,
Snarf was named by Chris.
he's like, Snarf, Lino, suck a dick.
yeah, he talked all fucked up like
Yeah.
that. Where it's like, oh, Snarf doesn't like this.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Snarf. You suck.
So are you,
Mumra kicks your face in.
are you going with Tulpa? Are you going with Thundercat? Are you going with Experiment?
Well, they
Not
were all
Alive?
like
I like Tulpa.
bipedal. They weren't
They were
quadrupeds.
bipedal. I do like
Yeah.
the idea of a Tulpa though, but I really thought that you were gonna go to like Tulpa Land.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do
Or
I
like
always have to be?
manifest
Do
reality.
I always have to be Johnny Science? Can I
No,
for once
no,
be an
you could-
80s kid?
Johnny, not science.
Yes.
First of all,
Johnny
yeah.
questionable science is
You
really
are,
more
Yeah.
over
you
what I
are
am.
officially pseudoscience.
Oh yeah,
So-
100%. Yeah, I completely agree.
Okay. but
Well,
you
it
know
was
what?
1980,
Thundercat,
right?
I like it.
So Reagan.
I like it.
Yeah,
Thundercats.
Okay, Reagan.
Thundercats.
Let Chris go on.
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
trying to think. I don't know.
We got
Reagan.
Reagan. Where's it leading? Come on.
Yep.
I don't know.
Mark. Wait.
Well, it must have started before. So
what,
Carter.
What year was this? Or what
This was
month?
1980.
But what month?
And I don't know. It just says fall, so it could
I
have been
wasn't even-
right before or right after. But either way, Carter was definitely president because Reagan wouldn't have been inaugurated
Elected,
until
that's what I mean,
January.
so
he might
let's
have been
go
elected if it was
Carter.
post-November.
I was mere months old when this happened.
You were a baby,
I was a tiny baby.
You-
little tiny tulpa baby,
Tiny
was in
tulpa baby.
kindergarten.
little tiny tulpa baby.
I wasn't in kindergarten.
I was.
Oh, you were? Were you really in
Yeah.
kindergarten in 1980?
Yeah.
And
What were you doing?
I was
Second
I
grade.
was avoiding the draft.
Were you in? Were you in fucking middle school?
No, you
Were
fucking dink.
were you
I was
sure-
I was 7 years
Oh,
old.
you
Right.
fucking dink.
Christ Almighty! I
Dink
know I'm
balls.
a seasoned
I know,
vet,
I know.
but
You
seriously,
fucking- no, you
this
fucking
ageism has
dink.
got to stop.
I know.
How
old were you, Rob?
Jeez, Rob was like, out of Camaro, my fucking sweet hair, my man glasses,
Oh, I
doing my
wish.
shit. Okay, so you're gonna go for Thundercat, Christopher. I'm saying misidentified cougar. Rob's saying
in all
Thundercat.
reality, I think the fact that
Jesus
the
Christ.
legend goes back to Native American War, to me, at least opens possible. If this was the one and only thing, if this 1980 fucking October, a bunch of fuckers see it and it's there and it's out, then you have to dismiss it almost certainly as just a misidentified cat, like you're saying.
Right.
But because there is at least the indication, though non-confirmed, of
Okay.
a deeper lore, I'm inclined to think that maybe there is some, like it might be more of a supernatural manifestation
Right.
rather than. And you know me, I'm a cryptid guy through and through. I like the biological, corporeal explanation. I want that shit to be real. But it doesn't mean I'm not open to the idea of stranger things. So I'm thinking this might be something more ephemeral. And so the Catman
Okay.
might be a manifestation of some sort of nature spirit or a protector of the lands that are now a landfill but were once, verdant hunting grounds
All
or
right.
something. So
Okay.
I'm inclined to think that's a supernatural manifestation of something that the Native Americans were well aware of and that is terrifying to modern humans because a humanoid cat creature just shouldn't exist.
All right, solid.
should not.
I respect it. Christopher.
That's Puma.
All right, there you go. Me and Chris got real world.
So Puma, Bobcat,
Yeah.
mystical lions.
I love it.
Mystical Native American ancient spirit of yore.
So I ask our
Oh,
listeners,
no.
do you want to hang out with a puma, a bobcat, or the mystical spirit of the lion?
Oh man, everyone's gonna go for
That are
mystical.
dangerous and you might die.
Well,
Yeah,
you
that-
might. Well,
they're
keep your
more than
fucking
likely-
car door shut. Roll up the windows. Chevy
More
Chase said
than
it
likely,
first.
It's gonna
Yeah.
eat the fuck out of you.
Oh, you
So,
but I didn't say
yeah.
it was a friendly spirit.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
regardless.
It might not be malevolent. It might be chaotic neutral.
Oh,
It's a possibility.
Yeah, but
Our
then if
favorite
the scales
class.
were leaning one
you're
way,
fucked.
you might be doomed.
Oh, it's a fucking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
I
a
wouldn't get
fucking.
out and pet the goddamn Catman. Dump cats are not to be your friend necessarily
Yeah.
unless you're an
Okay.
elderly scientist. Just working to help America get through this goddamn war.
All right, cool.
The unseen war.
Yeah.
It's
The unseen war,
oh
that's
my
right.
God! See, we see threads upon
Yeah.
fucking.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
Layers,
like
layers.
It's like a schizophrenic spider is making this happen.
Wow.
And not,
I
not
like
that
it.
I'm.
No,
yeah.
I like that. I like that schizophrenic spiders.
Just
I
it's
like
a
it.
chaotic array.
Yeah,
of
I like it.
brilliantly
Perhaps.
designed
There you
webs
go.
that you have to look through to see.
Perhaps.
I don't know what is wrong with me tonight.
That's one to fucking
Jeez.
throw on right there.
That's one to fucking spill your beer on.
All right, cool. So there you have it. That is our take on the Catman, which I think we renamed the Dump Cat.
Yes.
There you go, Dump Cat.
Yeah, I haven't put the article on Cryptopia yet, so it's going to be a real wrestling match in my mind, whether or not I call it the Wicomico County Catman,
Dump Cat.
or if it's like the Maryland Dump Cat.
Yeah.
Dump
There's got to
cat
be
kinda
a D that you can do with dump cat.
Yeah, totally.
Despicable.
I know.
dump
I thought
cat.
about it, but that's a little too.
Diabolical Dump Cat.
Oh,
That's not bad.
Dastardly Dump Cat.
man.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
The deleterious Dump Cat.
Deleterious. What is that?
It's just not good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Instead of,
yeah,
instead of
I know.
making things better,
You're making
It's
it,
making
worse.
it worse.
Okay, cool. All right, so thank you for joining us. Be sure to hit us up on the social medias and let us know what you think about the Dump Cat. I'm not going to say
Absolutely.
Catman. Give us your theories on the dump cat. Let us know what you think. If you have any information on Native American lore
or any
be sure to
information,
let us know
on this fucking cryptid. If you're from that area,
if you live in the area,
if you have an aunt that happened to be there that night, if you've even seen newspaper clippings republished that somehow we missed, any additional information we would love.
If you've parked in the dump,
the
and
Wicomico County
seen
landfill,
the dump cat, let us know.
Or even if you haven't, even if you have pictures of the dump, so I can at least put them in the article
If
for
you could
authenticity.
drive to this dump and get pictures for us,
Just
let us know.
Do what you can to make this happen, because this is so fucking
Even any
sparse.
dump. Even if there's one other one where you just had a random dump somewhere and you saw something like this,
Oh yeah,
then that's
of course we want
some sort of weird.
Okay,
We
yeah.
always want any unusual
Yeah.
sightings you have from
Doesn't matter
anywhere.
where it is,
Yeah,
I guess.
totally. So, be sure to rate and review this episode on the iTunes and the Apple Podcast apps. It helps us out greatly. We love hearing the feedback from you, our good listeners. Again, the social medias, the Twitters, the Instagram, the Facebooks. Gentlemen, closing thoughts?
No.
Okay.
I have to.
No.
No.
I have to believe that the dump cat really has our best interest in heart.
Okay, I think it wants to eat your face, but that's my take on it. And we're talking to you soon.
Fuck yeah, you will.
Fuck yeah, buddy.
Mum Ra.
Ah,
I guess.
Mum Ra.
Petro.